Yo, it's your boy ZayTV in the building.
Yes, sir.
It's your boy DSGBC3.
I am Gavin.
And I am Zilla Zoe. Fellas.
Zilla.
We have our first official guest. She is a law school graduate.
Ooh.
She is a lawyer. She is a judge, an active volunteer in the Houston Food Bank, a high representative for the gas station Exxon, and AKA a Roll Tide alumni, a owner for the best DSP in Tallahassee, Florida. She resides on the south side. Miss Ashlee Boswell.
Yeah, that's a hell of a resume. I love it.
That's absolutely
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. How you feeling?
I'm ready to get it started.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, just a prerequisite. If y'all have any questions for Ashlee, feel free. Keep it professional. As well as if any questions arise for you that you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer. So,
There you go.
with
Before we
that,
start, Gav,
go ahead.
welcome to the pod.
NHD in it, you feel it? Stop playing.
All right, Gav. What you got in store for us?
All right. First question. Converse with a slow talker versus someone who constantly cuts you off.
So, I mean, a slow talker, is that somebody who can't comprehend what you're saying?
I hate it. Talk like this.
I mean, it could be this talking slow
Oh, no.
or what you said.
All right, so we basically arguing if we gonna deal with somebody that gonna cut us off or talk to Patrick.
Basically.
Okay. Patrick's funny though. I can laugh at Patrick.
At least they're not going to cut me off. So, I go with cutting off. That's pretty aggravating.
That's disrespectful.
I would rather talk to a slow talker.
Yeah. I mean, hell, I'm a slow talker at times.
What about you?
How far do I get into my comment before I get cut off?
Say it again.
If
I mean, does it really
cutting-
matter?
Yeah, because
I mean,
if I'm
does it-
almost
does it-
done
does
and
it-
I
does
got
it-
cut off,
Like that, though.
Like, exactly like
That's
that.
the example.
then no, I'm going to go with the slow talker.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Despite slow talker or being cut off, let's not cut off today.
There we go.
So,
We can do that.
Oh, what's the name of the podcast, Gav?
9 to 5.
9 to 5. That means you better clock in. Don't
Clock
be late.
in. We are clocked in.
You
Time to
see?
clock
You
in.
see? Wait,
So-
hold on. Let me goddamn. You feel me?
So, where are you from versus what city raised you?
Montgomery, Alabama.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
That's where you from, or that's what raised you? What made you?
Montgomery, Alabama is my foundation. Houston raised me. But you need a foundation to know who you are. And so I'm always give praise to the Gump because I can't hustle and be who I am in Houston if I don't have a solid foundation in the Gump.
I like that.
Okay. Was those the only two cities that you've lived in?
No, so I feel like my maturity came into play when I lived in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So
Oh, the
I
boot.
graduated, right. I graduated when I was 21, headed to law school. That's super young. The average person in my class was 27. So I was considered a baby still. And my mentality was still like on some kick it type shit. And it wasn't time for that. It was like time to lock in. And so that was just a season where even when all of my friends were like still in undergrad or whatever, or pursuing whatever they were doing, I had to lock in and like slow down and do something that I wasn't accustomed to. Friday wasn't for hanging out. It was for being in the library and catching up on what you didn't understand throughout the whole week that you know, were learning your different subject areas of law. So that's what matured me.
So law school was Baton Rouge. So you live in Baton Rouge. So your adult life was Houston. And then you got Montgomery.
So then I lived in London for a second too.
London?
When I was in law school too, I was comparing the Constitution with other articles of organizations and other places of the countries or whatever around the world. And so London was a place for that. So I went to Queen Mary University in London and compared their law to the Constitution. So that was the first time I'd ever been outside of the country. So move forward, now I'm 22. And I got access to the whole world. So I go to class Monday through Wednesday through Sunday. You can find me wherever, like literally across the globe. I'm outside.
Outside in a different country. That's a flex. That's a flex.
How long did you stay in London for?
A semester.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's quick.
So a couple of months.
Okay.
What's the biggest? Go ahead.
I'm gonna be kind of bit back here. You know what I'm saying? Which spot had the best food? I got an educated guess, but I want to see what your answer is.
In terms of
Like,
places I've lived,
yes.
Louisiana for sure.
Thank you.
Like
Thank
I was
you.
30 pounds heavier in Louisiana.
So what was your go-to Louisiana dish? Was it gumbo, beignets?
Beignets.
Come on now.
Yeah.
What is beignets?
The best thing ever?
A bougie donut. It's a
with a little
bougie
powdered
donut
sugar.
with the
I was gonna
powdered
say,
sugar.
You wasted, not wasted, but that's what it is. That's the best thing ever. A donut.
It's hard to like really describe it.
You gotta
Once you
taste
have one, you're gonna be like, okay, that bit.
So, and the reason I will, okay, I take that back. Maybe beignets is not the best one, but I just remember the first time I had one, and I was like on some Nuck If You Buck energy because we were hanging out, and they stopped what we were doing to go get beignets, and I'm like, we stopping to go get a donut? Like, I don't agree with this. And then I had it, and I was
Right.
like,
It's
I
on the-
agree with
yeah,
this. I understand why activities needed to stop for this. So
Yes.
I say beignets maybe because of the experience, but the gumbo, the different pastas that are from scratch, like, I agree with you. Like the seafood, the crawfish or whatever, when it's crawfish boil season, I can't commit to one.
Yeah, Louisiana is just that spot when it comes down to food.
Maybe 9 to 5, but it sounds like dinner time.
Okay, what would you say the biggest difference is in London versus the United States?
Damn food. It is disgusting.
Whoa.
So
I've
the
heard
weight that I gained in Louisiana, by the time I came back, I lost it.
Ooh, it's that bad?
Yeah,
Like,
it's terrible.
I've heard though. I've heard.
like they don't be
Pretty
seasoning
bad.
their food.
And they can spot an American a mile away. Like, once you go overseas, everybody else is an African, but they know an African American when they see one. So, I mean, and you know the type of racism we experience here is different over there. I would say those are the biggest differences.
They be like
the food and the racism.
Yeah, I can see it.
Can you expand on it? Like, what experience did you have that set it inside for you?
In terms of
The racism in
the
another
racism?
country.
Like, is it like
basically the Africans not liking you because you're African American.
You're not
And
pure
it's
black.
like,
They said
I
you're
didn't
not like
ask to
us.
be sold and brought over
That
here.
part.
And so you get to really have those uncomfortable conversations because they have preconceived notions about you, right? And things that were told to them. And then we have preconceived notions about them. And you're really having those uncomfortable conversations like, look, I'm experiencing the same type, if not worse, racism as you are. And you hating on me, and I just got shipped over here. I didn't ask to be here. So it's just one of those kind of things where Africans almost assume that you thought that you were better because you were African
That's
American.
where I was gonna go.
Clock it.
And so I feel like for African Americans, we're one of the only races where
We ain't got no
it
home.
don't give a damn where we are. Everybody hates us. Don't matter if you're in Africa,
Clock it.
going home. Don't matter if you here. You just, nobody is really relating to your struggle.
Man.
You're an outsider wherever you go, is what it
I
felt
say,
like.
Clock it.
What country felt the best, or did you not feel it as most, or as much, if there was any?
In terms of places that I lived for an extended time,
Right.
Experienced the racism though, I would say China.
She been to China.
I know, right? I know.
What? Can you list us all countries that you've been to?
All countries I've been to.
Ooh,
Yeah.
flex on them. Do it, Miss Ashley.
Little
Flex on
side
them.
note, little side note.
Look in the camera when you flex on them too. Let them know, hey, I did
I
that.
be chilling. I'm low key. Mexico, Bahamas, Jamaica, London, China, Indonesia,
Oh my.
Alaska, which is part of the United States, so that doesn't count. Spain, Africa.
Did you go to Taiwan or something like that?
Thailand.
Thailand. Oh, hey, it's a funny video about Thailand. It's a,
Thailand?
That's a lot
That's
of
not-
damn places.
Thailand?
And I know I'm forgetting some stuff, but we just gonna
have you
stop
ever
there.
lived in Japan, Tokyo, anything like that?
No, China's the farthest that I've lived.
Okay.
Yeah.
China?
She
Thailand?
But they
flex on
don't, I
y'all.
mean, it's a communist country, so they've never seen black people in person. So you get a lot of, can I take a picture with you? Can I touch your hair? Hell no.
Nah.
Can't do that. But it's a communist country, so they can't even Google. They don't have access to Google. So it's just like being able to see somebody outside of what looks like them is just very intriguing to
And
them.
they embrace you more than just like, you know.
For them, you're kind of like a celebrity. Like,
Oh,
what?
shit.
Black person in person?
Hey, can
Question.
NHD to China? Smooth,
Maybe.
you ready to take that trip?
Smooth, let's pack it up.
What country would you say had the hardest workers? Like when it came to like the workforce.
Mexico!
I could have
Do
told
you
you.
hear
that.
me?
Got to
It's the
it.
same in the United States. Trump told y'all he's taking the black jobs. They
Yeah.
taking the black jobs. No, they definitely got the hardest workers.
I was gonna say they work hard.
They bust their ass.
They work.
They
What
don't-
was your first job?
My first job, I always have had a job. My first job was babysitting. And then I worked at an ice cream shop that we got fired from because we was giving away too much ice cream.
Oh, y'all was a plug. I would
Yeah,
have
to the
came up there.
homies.
What you mean?
All throughout high school, I worked at CVS. All throughout college, I worked at Foot Locker.
Oh,
and
you was
then-
a plug.
Damn, son.
What's up? What's up? And then law school, I was really hustling. I worked at Macy's. I was a bartender. I had an internship with the state attorney general.
Damn.
And then I was like an event planner for like different like kids parties or like Mardi Gras balls, like, cause it's expensive, right? So I was just,
Oh my.
if I wasn't in school, I was working. So I've always worked. So yeah,
What was your favorite job?
my Macy's.
Y'all discounts.
No, so I worked.
Damn.
I worked in the fragrance department, and I think that's where my love of fragrances came from, or whatever.
Respect.
And just kind of like listening to somebody and being able to kind of know what scent fit them and match them up. I just thought that was fun.
What was your first job, Gav?
Cutting grass.
That's real.
So, what about you?
Flipping patties at Wendy's.
Hey, that specialist famous.
Yeah.
Mine was champs.
Really?
Your first job? Okay. That's
I've
what's
been here
up.
last 5 years. Dedication.
Dedication.
Oh wow. Go ahead then.
All right. My first job was working at the Christmas tree farm.
Where you from again? Where's
I'm from Bainbridge, Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bang.
Yeah, Bainbridge.
By Ambridge.
Yeah. Shout out to Climax, Georgia. Population 232 people.
But you got Kirby Smart, so you
Yeah, we
that
got
going for
Kirby.
y'all.
Yeah, but first job was at a Christmas tree farm. I was on the tractor doing hay rides, setting up the corn maze.
What is a corn maze?
You don't know corn maze?
A corn
well,
maze?
cornfield, right? Like, ain't that?
Yeah,
Amazing
it's-
inside the
Yeah, it's
cornfield.
amazing inside the cornfield.
You ain't never been in one.
Oh well, hey, the Christmas tree farm still up and kicking now.
Okay.
So I got a question for you.
What's up?
Having such an extended portfolio of so many things, and so many accomplishments, how do you learn to like juggle all of that? You know. Like,
That's a great question, Zay.
Juggling what? Like,
so I heard you were a lawyer, correct? You're Zoe's boss. So like, you know, the many things that you just do currently now in your life. Like, how do you learn to juggle all of that? Because you have very important positions.
that's fair. I think law school helped with that, all of those jobs. And then I think about 2015, I've never not had 2 jobs.
Respect.
I've always like had multiple jobs. So it became a point that when I didn't have 2 jobs, it felt like it was too much time on my hands. So I became a professional multitasker. I could be on a conference call, sending out an email, like texting the girls on the side, like, what are we doing later? So I just became like really skilled at multitasking.
Heard.
That's amazing. She said, I
Don't be
ain't never
ashamed,
had
fellas. Give her
2
flowers.
jobs.
Absolutely.
Like 2 jobs consistently. Yeah, that's some hustling right
So did it ever not make sense to have 2 jobs, or it always made sense?
It always made sense because it wasn't even on my radar to have 2 jobs. I had a job where I got to work from home, or sometimes my schedule was so lax I wasn't required to be in the office. And he proposed to me, my boss, like, get another job. You could be doing stuff on the side. And then I started thinking, like, you know what, you right, like double your money. Like while you sitting around doing nothing, you could be making some more money. And so that was always the mentality, like, I'm doing this, but what else could I be doing to make some more money?
Right.
And then it just kind of turned into a way of life. And then by that point, I was so good at multitasking, it just flowed. I can't explain it. Like, it doesn't bother me to have a bunch of things coming at me at one time.
So, you still are a lawyer and a judge, but when did you realize you were a boss?
I like that question, Gav. Shake my hand.
Clock it.
Shake my damn hand,
Clock it.
bucko. That's a hell. What?
That's a hell of a question.
I love that.
If we're being honest, I always knew I was a boss. I always knew I was a boss, and I just needed the opportunities to show I was a boss. Like, I always thought like a boss. Like, to have multiple jobs, like, I knew what I was going to do with that money. Like, I wanted to buy a house. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. So, since the beginning, I've always moved like a little adult. I just needed the age to match the mindset. And not to be told, oh, you're a little child.
Right,
Okay,
right.
I'm a child, but I've always been moving like a boss. And I feel like the most boss's thing, I know that's not a word, was dedicated. Like, the company now, that is what solidified, like, you
you
a
knew
boss.
you was.
Like, you're literally somebody's boss. Like, you got a boss mentality, but now you're checked in for being a boss.
Got people on payroll.
And when I
got you on
became a
payrolls.
boss in
Yeah.
terms of I'm somebody else's boss, if we keeping it a buck, it made me check out of corporate America. Like, I'm going to check in to Dedicated before I give a damn about Exxon or whatever else is going on, because that's mine. You know what I'm saying? I literally built that from nothing and made it something. And that's when I kind of like really embraced, like, yeah, even though your mindset might be a boss, like, we're literally a boss now.
So, quick question for everybody. What would you say is the biggest difference in mindset from that of a worker and that of a boss? Like, if you had to say a quality difference, like, what would you say?
Definitely, I would probably put it at determination.
Okay.
You gotta want it more than anything. And once you get it, you still gotta keep chasing. So when you're at the top, you're not really at the top. You just keep climbing.
I would say it's more about self-motivation and willpower. Because it's going to be a lot of times, especially like when stuff don't go right. You've been working at this for God knows how long.
Listen.
And it don't went left. You got to have the willpower and the self-motivation. Like, okay, I could still keep going. It may not work now. It may not work tomorrow. But God damn it, it's going to work. It's going to work one of these days. You feel me?
Don't have an answer for you right now. Besides mentality, but I mean that's what was based in the question. Your mentality set you
I feel
different
like
than everybody.
it's like taking that initiative. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great word.
When you have that in your mind, everybody can have a great thought, a great idea.
Taking that first step.
Taking that first step, that initiative, and then continue to take initiative and do what needs to be done to get it done.
Prosperity. That would be my word.
Oh, I like that. I can't spell it, but I like it.
Prosperity. I mean, it goes back into like it's a combination of everything everybody said, but because you gotta keep it pushing.
So like, if it was easy, everybody be millionaires.
That's so
If it
real.
was easy, everybody be doing it. Now, a lot of people are meant to do it. A lot of people are meant to be workers. It's only a special few that could be bosses. You feel me?
And I think something that goes unsaid is that what looks like success to you took 10 years. What looks like overnight success took 10 years. And I can literally think back and I'm like, damn, like where I am now took 10 years to get here. And can you rock out 10 years like with gut punches, with rejections, with being fired, with, because I done been through it. So like, can you rock out that amount of time and know that on the other side is something better? And I think that a lot of people give up before it's time.
Facts.
So it's just kind of like, if you, the boss mentality in you or whatever your vision is, can you hold on to that when everything around you is telling you it's not going to work out? Because dedicated is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And when I tell you shit done went left so many times,
Trust me.
bruh, I'm getting sued right now. I gotta get deposed right now. Like every time I look up, somebody's coming after some money, or
Someone is getting
or
actions.
Amazon is coming at me for something. So it was not a cakewalk. And through all of that, can you just trust that I'm still a boss? Even when I look like a failure, I'm still a boss.
Because I got here.
Because I got here, and can you trust your vision, right? Like, you only know your vision. That's not for anybody else. And no one can really speak on that. So if I got this vision and it's not going anywhere and it's so deep inside of me, even when everything goes left, can I still trust that?
Yeah.
And that's hard.
It's hard.
Because if everybody walks out on you and tells you that's not going to work, you need to go ahead and like shut that down and start something else. It's your vision, right? Nobody else got your same vision. So then it turns really mental. Like, can I fade out the world and like tune into self and what my vision is? And that's the boss to me. Like, even though the world is telling me and then the people that care about you most sometimes, like, they're trying to protect you in what they're saying, but they don't know your vision. So it's like, you know what? It already looks bad. Just go ahead and pull out, like, save yourself, like, some of the drama and the stress. And so I just feel like being a boss is more than saying it. It's an experience. It's a mentality. You know what I mean? It's the perseverance, to Gavin's point. It's the prosperity. Like, it is just an embodiment. It's not just, it's not compartmentalized. It's so many different areas.
You got to be built for it.
You got to be built for that shit.
You got to be booked.
And everybody is not built for this shit. Because you got to take a gut punch and get back up and keep doing what you got to do.
That's some real shit.
That's real.
And if you can't do that,
lose to win.
You are a worker. You're not a boss. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what that is.
This is what we dropping
lose.
jewels on y'all ass today, Bucko.
You got to lose to win.
Man,
You got to lose to
I love it
win.
here.
So as a boss, you come across employees that also have the mindset that they're bosses. So what is the friction, if any, and how do you deal with that?
Ooh, that's a great question.
I feel like for certain workers, I see things in them and I'm like, okay, he's a boss. She's a boss. Other people think they're bosses, but your performance doesn't say you're a boss. Your actions don't say you're a boss. Your mentality doesn't say that you're a boss. So for that, you put people in the categories that they need to be in, but at the same time, you got to maintain that professionalism, right? So, and then is it really on me to tell you you're not a boss? Because I feel like actions speak louder than words.
That part.
So you're saying that you're a boss, but for whatever job you're on, you're not performing like a boss. So do I really have to have that argument with you, or are you already showing through your actions that you're not the boss that you think you are. Because just talking
That you
like
think you are.
a mouthpiece is cool, but at what point do your words, do your actions like back up by your words? So
You gotta walk it like how you talk it, bucko.
Stand on 10 with it.
No, I really didn't have nothing to say. Cause that was a good question. Cause I do feel that everybody always got their own thing going on. You know what I'm saying? Everybody say they got a side business, things of that nature. And just when you are the boss, being able to have to tell someone still, hey, I get that you are a boss in your own field, but you got a job to do. Like,
Tight.
keep everything that you need to do over there. When you clocked in, it's time to get to it.
Right.
You know.
and this is something that I would tell y'all, because I like this. I like what y'all are doing. I like this podcast. I like that you're chasing your dreams. Know that the 9 to 5 is set up to make you clock in for the man and forget about your dreams. However much energy it takes, when you clock out, you clock back in to what your focus is, what your passion is. And don't let that job deter you from that, because I was very guilty of that. Like, my job beat my ass. By the end of the day, it's like,
You just want to
I'm
chill.
out.
You want to lay down.
whatever my dreams were, whatever I thought I was going to do today, I'm not doing because I'm tired.
Yeah.
And just have that same passion that y'all got now to whatever your day look like. If y'all are committed to something that has to do with this podcast or whatever your dreams are, whatever your passion is, clock into that. Like, don't let your job, your 9 to 5, take the best part of you. Save some of that for yourself, for like your dreams, like your ambitions, your goals. Like, your job shouldn't just be like depleting you.
Right.
That part.
So what is that balance between that work and not slacking on your job, and then still being able to give 100% at the job and still have that time for, you know what I'm saying, said content, said outside life?
Okay, so back in the day, I couldn't tell you because I didn't know. I'll just use now. Dedicated is my baby. It's the love of my life. Exxon, bro, I'm going to get at y'all when I get at y'all. I'm giving y'all the bare minimum. Like, I missed the meeting today.
That's
Okay.
a fact.
Okay. Again, you're a boss, right? You have a business. Now, people who treat your business like Exxon, how would you tell them? This is mine. That's yours. Pay attention.
Okay, so Exxon doesn't know that I don't give a damn about them. For them, it's like, she's great.
Because she's locked in.
She's locked
Doing her
in. And so,
job.
but that goes back to my multitasking, right?